Welcome back to another reading video, scholars. Did you enjoy your spring break? Yeah? I bet it was fun. I was just home staying safe and I rested a bit, and now we're ready to start a whole other week of reading, right? So let's get started. Today, readers think about the pattern of a story when trying to make sense of a tricky word. Many of the stories you are reading have patterns. Today, we are going to the reader's response based on Stella Luna. I hope you remember the story, and if you don't, stop the video right here, go listen to it again, then come back, and you can keep watching the video after, all right? So when you are finished with your reader's response, which is going to be your have to, you can turn it in, and then you can go read on RazKids so you can practice making sense of the tricky words and finding the pattern in your books. All right, let me get it set up. First, what we're gonna do today, we're gonna go over our T-chart that we did for Stella Luna, and then we're going to do a reader's response together. And after that, you're gonna go and do your have to. And when you're done with your have to, you're going to go read on RazKids, and you'll be done with reading for today. All right, let me get our T-chart set up and we'll get started. So scholars, here is our T-chart that we finished before the spring break, okay? So remember, in our T-chart, we had listed what can birds do and what can bats do, right? So let's read what can birds do first, okay? Birds stay awake during the day and sleep at night. Birds eat bugs. Eee. Birds sleep and nest. Birds land gracefully on trees. Now let's read what can bats do. Bats stay awake at night and sleep during the day. Bats eat ripe fruit. Bats sleep hanging by their feet. Bats can see in the dark. All right, so now that we went over our T-chart, we are going to start doing our reader's response, okay? Let me load it up on Cami, and then we can get started. All right, scholars, so over here, I have our have to for today open. So this is called a reader's response, where you answer questions based on a story that you already read, right? Because we read the stories, we answered the questions, and we learned all that we could from Stella Luna. So now we have to do this reader's response is by completing the sentences. So first we have to write what? Yes, we have to write our name. So I'm going to use black right now. I'm going to use red because that's my favorite color. And I'm going to fill out this on Cami. Remember, you can do it on Cami, or you can do it on paper, and then you take a picture of it and you turn it in like that. And if you do it on paper, it's just as great because you get to practice your handwriting, okay? So I'm going to do it on Cami because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, okay? So first, we write our name. So my name is Miss LaFleur, right? And then we're going to read our first question, all right? So this is number 1. It says, one thing that is the same about the birds and Stella Luna is. So think about it. What is one thing that both the birds and Stella Luna could do? Yes, they both fly. So I'm going to complete this sentence. One thing that is the same about the birds and Stella Luna is that they both fly. I'm gonna take my time making sure I can read what I'm writing. They both fly. And I give you extra space on your paper, so if you want to write more, you'll have enough space to write all your words. All right, and then when we're done with that, we're gonna move on to our next question. It says, one thing that is different about the birds and Stella Luna is, and this is where your T-chart is really important, Because remember, when you filled out the T-chart, we wrote what birds can do and what bats can do. That means some of the things in each column, what birds can do, Stella Luna couldn't do. And what Stella Luna could do, the birds couldn't do, right? So you can look at your T-chart at this time when you get to question 2, so you'll be able to answer that question, all right? So I remember from our T-chart, one thing that is different about the birds and Stella Luna is about what they eat, right? What do the birds eat? Yes, they eat worms. And what does Stella Luna eat? Yes, they eat fruit. So what I'm going to write is, one thing that is different about the birds and Stella Luna is that the birds oh, I'm missing my legs. The birds, and you remember, you should be able to spell all those words right because they are on your paper and the other words are on your T-chart, right? So should I see any misspelled words? All right, let's keep writing our sentence. Is that the birds eat what again? Yes, they eat worms. The birds eat worms. And what does Stella Luna eat? And I'm gonna put a comma, but Stella Luna, remember, Stella Luna is a name, right? So it starts with what? An uppercase S. And that Stella Luna eat fruit. Stella Luna eat fruit. Make sure you spell that word right because it's on your T-chart. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but I want to make sure you remember where to find all the information you need. And then you move on to question 3. Stella Luna and the birds learned that. What did they learn? Remember, we were about what was the same about them, what was different about them, and now we have to tell what they learned throughout the whole story. What was the lesson, the big idea in the story? Stella Luna and the birds learned that they can be different and feel so much alike. Remember on the last page, and you can go back to the book if you don't remember what they learned. But on the last page, they're talking about how they were so different, yet so much alike. And that, what was a fact? That they were what? Yes, they were friends. So we're going to write that right here. Stella Luna and the birds learned that they can be different. They can be different. And if you don't remember how to spell that word, you can look at question 2 because the word different is in that sentence that we wrote, right? So they can be different and feel so much alike. And feel so much alike. So much alike. And we can't forget to write what they are. What are they? They are what? They are friends, right? Let's write that too. They are friends. And I know all of you should know how to write the word are because we learned it in reading mastery. Remember, write a sound for the letters you, or a letter for the sounds you hear. All right, they are friends. And then the last steps, that's the best part, okay? Because then you get to draw. And I know how much you guys love to draw. So And the last part, which is question 4, you have to draw a picture of Stella Luna and the birds from the story. So I'm not gonna draw anything here. I want you guys to use your best imagination and use the best and do the best drawing that you can, because I can't wait to look at all your writings and your picture to see how much you learn from our lessons. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it. Remember, you can do it through Cami, or you can do it through on paper, and then you take a picture and submit it like that. And that's going to be your have to for today. So I'm gonna say it again. Here's your mission for today. Are you ready? Yeah. So your mission for today, you have to write one thing that is the same about the birds and Stella Luna, and something that is different between Stella Luna and the birds. Then you have to tell why Stella Luna and the birds are special friends, and draw a picture of Stella Luna and the birds together. So what did they learn about each other? All right. And when you are all done, you're gonna go on RazKids and read for 20 minutes. And after that, you're all done with reading for today. All right. So are you ready? Yeah. Get ready. Get set. Go.